Okay guys, I wanted to do a video on walking the cat. This is a Turkish van. His temperament is, he's very clingy, and he wants to call the shots, but he's extremely dependent on me. He follows me everywhere. Sorry. You want to go in the gate? In the gate? Come on. Just hang on one sec, guys. Sorry, I was trying to open up the pool gate. Turkish vans are known as swimming cats, but this guy does not. He doesn't like water. He's not a swimmer. I started him on his walks when he was. I have to shut the gate, so he's gonna panic because he doesn't like noises or watching things that he's not used to. And watching a gate is one of those things. Watching a gate close. I'm here. Let's go. So I started him on a leash when he was probably around 3. Come on. First up, you put the harness on. You get a fairly good quality harness. And I'll show you how to size this. So you want to make sure you can fit a couple of fingers under the top piece and a couple of fingers under the bottom piece. And make sure that it's not too tight under the shoulder. And here it's starting to get a little snug, but it's as large as it gets. And the reason why it's getting snug is because he is on a prescription allergy diet from the vet, which includes dry food, and I hate dry food. He also is on wet food, Waruva. Only certain kinds of Waruva, because the other kinds have bones, which I flipped out about. That said, you start them out when they're young on the leash, and they're not going to like it at first. They do what I call the army crawl because they're not used to having that strap around their back and their stomachs. So they scooch down and they get close to the ground or close to the floor. You always start off indoors 4 or 5 times and then pick them up, and at all times be gentle and sweet to them and pick them up, carry them outside, maybe only about 3 feet from your door, hold them with the harness on, and let them know that it's okay to be outside if you have an indoor cat. This guy is not allowed outside without a harness on. Absolutely strict indoor cat. He doesn't go out in the wintertime either. He's allowed to go out in the summer and the spring and the fall only. And he's not really used to people and loud noises and cars and whatnot. He's a skittish boy. He's very, very, what do you call it? He's a frightened cat. He gets easily frightened by people, by animals, what have you. And so if he gets scared while he's outside, like say a loud car goes by or something, like a hot rod, he'll panic and go for the door, and he'll put his paws up on the door because he wants to go inside. But getting back to, I know I keep changing the subject, I'm sorry. When you have him the first few times on that leash, you have to understand that it's not normal for them to be leashed. They don't like it at first. But then once they get used to it, they realize it's okay for them. It's not going to hurt them, and they can explore in your presence and whatnot. Never be mean to a cat. Never, ever, ever should you stand in front of the cat and pull this. You give it a yank when you want them to come in your direction. You back up with your feet facing them. And you can even go like this with your feet and move your feet just to show them. I'll see if I can show you. Okay, just move your feet, and then they're going to look quick at your feet. They see where you are, and then hopefully they'll come walking in your direction. If they stop, or if they go in a direction you don't want them to go, you just give them a yank. a really gentle one too. No one should ever be pulling on a leash. It's not normal. It causes fright. The objective is to keep it at all times with play in it, with slack in it. And then if you want to go and he's not ready, you got to do a lot of praise. So he's going to walk that way. I'm going to go this way. So you stop. When you just move your feet like this, and try to use sneakers that they can see. I know it sounds weird, but if you want them to come in your direction, you just move your feet while you're doing that, and then they'll eventually get the point to follow you. That's all really there is to it. Eventually they'll get used to it, but only do little bits at a time. Don't ever, ever put your cat on a leash and go, oh wow, I can't wait to get home and go walking through the yard. It's not going to happen like that. You got to give it a little time and patience and practice. They have to practice just like anybody else has to practice and learn how to do something. Cats, when they eat grass, they know they have a hairball. They know they have a hairball, and so they're going to want to grab the long pieces and pull them through their teeth and get that hair into their stomachs so that the stomach releases the hairball. There's something about the grass that releases the hairball. You can see the parts that he's already eaten. It's fine for a cat to eat grass. Cats in the wild eat grass. I wouldn't say to allow him to eat the whole yard, but he knows that he's got a hairball and he's got to get it out. He's probably going to puke within the next 2-3 days, of eating the grass, but it is what it is. You got to let him get that out. And he knows, or she knows, it's got to be expelled from the body, and they can't get it out, and they know it's there. So they're going to want some grass. They're going to go for the tall parts. I don't walk my cat in high grass. But the grass along this section here stays a little bit longer. That's a plant that he's not allowed to eat, and he knows the difference. Cats are smart. They usually know the difference between what they can and can't eat. They don't eat flowers. They won't. I mean, maybe yours does, and if that's the case, you shouldn't let him do it. But anyway, yeah, he's a Turkish fan. He's, see, he's choking now. He's going to puke. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay, there goes the hairball. Oh my God. I've never seen anything like that. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm not going to show you. But it's time for him to go in. I just ate. That's the most disgusting thing you could see when you eat. But anyway, yeah. The hairball, the food, everything just came up. That was gross. I should have waited. But anyway, you get the point. They pretty much know. Funny thing about cats is they can puke and be like, yeah, whatever it is, what it is. Humans, I have a metaphobia, so I have a staunch fear of puking. This guy doesn't care. He just pukes and he's on with his day. Anyway, that's that. He's a going back to what I was saying. He's a Turkish fan. Turkish fans are originally from Turkey, and they are not from the United States. They're originally from Turkey. They're known to be, there's a spot, come here. There's a spot on their back, which is a dot. Let me see if I could show you. There's a dot on his back that is supposed to be the thumbprint of Allah. Well, I don't believe in Allah, but without the thing on, you can see this actually forms a dot. But they are supposed to be swimming cats. They're supposed to like water. This guy does not like water. A lot of people want to know what happened to his eye. Show everybody your eye. Show everybody your eye. His eye, he has toxoplasmosis, so his eye was removed when it was a kitten because it causes severe swelling around the eye, and it got infected. This is before I had him. So he was a one-eyed cat. Nobody wanted him. I saw him, fell in love with them. They told me he had toxoplasmosis, and I said, I don't care. If nobody else wants him, I'll take him. So I took him, and he goes through illnesses, upper respiratory problems and whatnot every couple of years. He's had some skin yucks, some skin issues in the past, and he usually ends up getting better, but he made it through the toxoplasmosis, and he's doing fine. He's about 10 years old. A lot of cats do not make it through toxoplasmosis as a kitten. They're very sick as kittens, and then they just don't make it. But he made it. He's a champ. Aren't you? Are you a champ? Are you a good boy? Say hello to everybody. They see you in the videos. So that's pretty much it. And then when the cat wants to go back inside, he's going to go to the door, which is what this guy is doing. He wants to go back in, and he'll stand on the door. Or he'll poke his nose in. Or he'll meow. You ready? That's a good boy. Okay? So that's that. Hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you soon. Say see you soon. See you soon, everybody.